right, welcome to another edition of the Mexican Soccer Show. Our 30-second intro with cool music is over, and yeah, we're in. Sorry, running a little late. Apparently, I was very pixelated, and Gotti let me know, so good looking out, Gotti, because then everyone would look all nice. But anyway, welcome to another edition of the Mexican Soccer Show. Having a little technical difficulty, so if you're waiting for us, thank you for waiting. Lizzie, Gotti, Cesar, the same group from last week. Back on, so Gotti can tell us all that she was right, and she can vote to let you know. But we'll talk about that. I thought no, Joanna's already been really nice. She's already saying I think we should call the finals. I think it was Gotti. I wanted Monterrey. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But first of all, let's go say hi to Mr. Cesar. Cesar, yeah. San Diego. Everybody's depressed. Just everybody's sad. What happened? You know, baseball. I mean, also some NWS. There's a lot. St. Patrick's fans are real bad. How are you?
And doing well. That's par for the course for San Diego sports. There's really rarely any good news out here. But yeah, Padres on the same day, Padres got knocked out. San Diego Wave got knocked out. San Diego Loyal got knocked out. So there are a lot of bummed out people in San Diego when it comes to sports. But luckily, when it comes to the topic that we're talking about, Liga MX, things are quite exciting with that. Things are quite exciting with the build up to the World Cup. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that Mexico fans won't be as bummed out as San Diego fans over the weekend.
Yeah, well, I always think about between Phoenix, if there's another city that I'm like, okay, we're just like scaling down on the worst sports cities in the United States. And I'm like, there's still San Diego who like their teams left. They haven't won anything. I'm like, all right, we're just a little bit over that. But at least you only have one team. We have four that are just losers.
Well, the thing is, some people like claim like Xolos too, but as if that's any better. As if claiming Xolos is gonna like make you feel
Xolos won a title? What? Xolos won a title what? Like 6 years
man,
ago?
they've been holding on to that for so long. Oh man, they can't hold on to that title for oh my god.
Hey.
But anywho, yeah.
all right. The Aztecs aren't that great either. Yeah. Welcome to loser this side of the world. Not like in other parts of the country. Lizzie in Florida. You have many winning teams. I mean, I don't know if it's like a baseball or football or you're like a Miami Heat fan.
Yeah, I would say our only real pride and joy is the Miami Heat. I wouldn't boast the Marlins.
Marlins won in like 2002, like or something. Yeah, after I think they won. I'm just saying, we're still holding on to 2001. But anyway,
sports. We're not as nice.
All right, you have the Orlando Magic. You have Tampa Bay. What are you talking about? Like Florida is a
no. We have the Dolphins. The Dolphins are great.
Yeah, actually, the Dolphins are good.
They're waddling. They're waddling.
All right. Okay.
I'm curious to see what Gotti has to say about the professional sports teams in Torreon outside of
Well, Suns got eliminated. They're on vacation. The players on vacation. I don't come back to like mid-November. If I'm talking about Dallas, my Cowboys won this weekend, so that's good. Real Madrid won this weekend. Champions League tomorrow, so good stuff.
True. Yes, he's there for Gotti's international sports teams that are out there. I like it. All right. Welcome once again. All about Liga today. I mean, unless there's any big news in the Mexican national team, we are starting to see players report to camp. So we'll get that kind of out of the way. A little bit surprised that Ochoa is like, hey, I lost on Sunday. I'm ready to be in the national team on Monday, and he's already there. Like I thought there'd be maybe a little bit of vacation. Some of the Santos players, some of the Chivas players had a little mini vacation when after that, but slowly everyone reporting. And again, next week is World Cup month. Like I'm freaking out the fact that it's less than a month and everyone's just coming into camp. I don't know.
I'm curious if that will be a talking point because let's say Ochoa does have a pretty big World Cup, has another like big performance or two. I think a lot of us will be like, well, look back to October. Ochoa didn't take a break. He went straight to camp. He was right there immediately and training with Apertura. Although if he has some issues, and as we saw in the Liga MX playoffs, he did have a noteworthy issue. Maybe people will be like, oh man, Ochoa should have taken a few days off. He should have actually just like had a little bit of a break. So I'm curious to see how that narrative emerges with Ochoa. But yeah, like you said, players reported to camp. Obviously, there's been nothing solidified just yet with El Tri's roster. They'll be heading over to Spain in early November for those upcoming friendlies. And yeah, I don't know about the rest of you, but I was looking at my planner. I was like, oh, the World Cup's just coming around the corner. Like it's really coming soon. It's catching me off guard. And so you and I will both have to be taking a flight over. When do you leave?
The 18th, I believe. I don't look at it. I can't concentrate on like me leaving with all this crap that you have to do before. Like I'm just like, I know it's there. There's just so much to do before. But hold on a second. I just got un comunicado de la Federación, and I'm just gonna read it. What I got. Se invita a los medios de comunicación acreditados ante la Federación Mexicana de Fútbol a la presentación de lista de jugadores convocados rumbo a Qatar el día miércoles 26 de octubre.
Really?
Wow.
A las 12.
Oh, do we have
En
like
las
some sort of
instalaciones de la Federación Mexicana de Fútbol en Toluca. Are they calling out the 26 players on Wednesday?
I heard they were doing a preliminary 30-player roster coming up this week, but I
think that's probably.
Yeah,
Is it that?
I assume just because of the friendlies coming up and who's going to play a bigger role. However, the U.S. men's national team is doing like a big press tour in New York and announcing their full roster, not preliminary, like full on roster.
Yeah.
So
this is saying fútbol de presentación de la lista de jugadores convocados rumbo a Qatar.
Convocados, but not like the final.
Rumbo, yeah. I think we were very smart with rumbo a Qatar.
Like for the
because they are leaving for Spain in early November.
Can't.
Yeah,
because they're gonna wait. Wasn't it like Raúl and like a day before they flew out or something like that?
Yeah.
Like,
correct. Yeah.
Brand new information we're getting in. I'm sorry. I'm just sent that over to me. So maybe 30 players is what they're announcing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard 30.
Because it seems like what's happening is like, obviously they need to whittle down the 55-man list, which wasn't made available to the public. But yeah, I imagine they're 100% not gonna be making the final list available next week, just because, as Lizzie said they're going to be waiting to the last minute when it comes to Raúl and to Tecatito too. So I imagine it's just the players who could be going abroad to these games, but not necessarily the final list.
I also think a lot of things can change from here on out, just because it'll be the first time that really has the group of players concentrated for such a long period of time before the World Cup and so recently. And I doubt it would be like the finalist prior to having the last couple players report to El CAR. But
all right, well, I'm asking because it does say convocado. So rumbo.
Players are in training right now, so like it's not as if it's any surprise that like they're gonna have a group of players going abroad and whatnot. So yeah,
got it.
Although that would be pretty funny if they do actually, like, we're just brushing this aside and be like, oh, actually, here's a 26.
Actually, there are no Toluca and Pachuca players, so we're good. Have fun. All right. Well, I'm just saying that literally just came in. I'm just like, whoa, it might be a list of 36 is what I'm kind of getting at, which are four of those, and then they'll cut that. Yeah, he's gonna wait. You're right, Liz. You guys are right. You're gonna wait till those to cut down to 26. All right. In a couple weeks we will know at least this list, which is kind of cool, and the speculations of who gets cut off. And just imagine as a player, all right, I made the 36 list Wednesday. Like, those players that are on the bubble of getting cut off, like, man, that'd be pretty? It's gotta be one of the most stressful things. You have 2 weeks to see if you can make it to a World Cup squad, and that's it. Like, there's no playing around. Like, maybe we're thinking, huh?
Do you have 2 weeks, or did you have 4 years?
Well, I don't know. Kevin Alvarez, for example. Like I'm talking about the bubble players. I'm talking about, like, you could take a player like him, like Piojo Alvarado. It's like, I'm playing. I'm here. Like,
yeah.
I think
I think a good example of that is just like, I mean, I think the one thing that you have to rely on right now when it comes to those options will be going to the World Cup is you look at that list that Gibran Araige released from TUDN. Right now, he is a journalist who seems closest to the Mexico camp. Usually, like with every cycle, there's like a different journalist who seems to be closest to a Mexico manager. Right now, it's him, and it's become quite obvious that if Raul Jimenez and depending on the availability of Raul Jimenez and also Tecatito, that the players on the bubble are Diego Lainez, are Alvarado, are
no way. Diego Lainez.
I mean, here's the thing. He's in the Martino era. He's probably the most reliable journalist when it comes to these things, when it comes to call-ups, when it comes to names. So as much as we say no way, it's even Santi Jimenez. That's a big one too. As much as all of us disagree with that, I feel like that is definitely going to be a big talking point because Santi Jimenez might not be. Yeah. I would take Santi Jimenez. I'm just saying that's just what a very reliable journalist is saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he is the closest. All respect to Gibran, he has been wrong before. So we'll see.
I mean, wait. The Alexander situation was.
I just couldn't imagine, him being on the bubble, like a person like Lainez being on the bubble. I guess I don't know where that. That's birds. Is anybody seeing feedback? Hold on. Yeah, take over. I don't know why you see feedback.
No worries. Actually, you know what? I thought that this was potentially a possibility because Wisa was having some Wi-Fi issues before we started the pod. But right now it's just me and Lizzie. Lizzie, any other thoughts on L3? I mean, I know, or Gary just came back right now. I think it was Gary.
I shut my window because the birds are so loud. Issues, so I'm trying.
I think we might be having some issues there with your audio there. So,
it's not me. It's Gotti.
It is Gotti.
Gotti, see if you could do your take off your. I think your headphones, earphones, maybe. See if we can come back. All right, let's see.
It wouldn't be a podcast without some sort of technical difficulties.
Yeah. Better.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
No.
I think it's your Wi-Fi. You come in a little slow. Come in. Get off and come back in again. Maybe we can come in. Yeah. Hey everybody, technical difficulties. Yeah, just go in and. Yeah, there you go.
Anybody who's ever podcasted, it's just standard. Like it would be a weird podcast if you didn't have technical difficulties. So yeah. Anywho, where were we, Wisa?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was me, and then I thought it wasn't, so I came back in. All right. Look, I talked to Adriana. I said, "Hey, Adriana, is this the list of 26?" She said, "No. Liga MX plus extra players to fill in for Europeans."
Yeah, that seems about right.
Okay.
There you go.
That seems about right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's up, Gotti? You're back. There you go. Yeah. All right. Cool. So it's not. But so what's the whole point of a press conference then? I don't necessarily understand. Just put a list.
I think you have to.
Yeah, we love a press conference.
Data doesn't.
Well, no, but he doesn't. He's not. No manda. He's just an employee.
But there has been a recent PR push from the national team, making things known, bringing up hype, having him in every stadium, doing several interviews that he in the past 4 years has shied away from. So I think now they love a good press conference.
I think the simple answer is that it's clear Mexico's going to be making a trip next week, so people are going to be asking a lot of questions ahead of the World Cup. So the easiest thing to do is to have a press conference. They might not even. I mean, sometimes we've seen this in Mexico press conferences where they don't even answer questions; they kind of just announce it and then that's it through a Zoom call. So it might be one of those situations where, as opposed to, and especially in this situation where you don't want to have any rumors about. Is he going? Is he not going? Is that player not going? I think it's just the easiest situation for them is just press conference at Thursday. Here are the players who are going to this trip abroad. It's not the final list, but here are the players who are going. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
I think so. That's actually, because now in almost every every game you see like the little, that little tata with all the coaches there and taking notes, and almost every other games.
I think it's a way to
And
control it.
to a surprise, here's Mr. Tata Martino himself joining us at the Mexican Soccer Show, making his first around. So
He
he's
looks
kind of looking at us
mean.
going, yeah, no, I'm at everything. All right. Let's talk about Liguilla. Let's what everybody's here for. Go ahead, Cari. Gloat. Toluca. Pachuca making it. Cesar 0 for 2. Lizzie 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
As is the norm for me, to be
1-1.
honest.
I was 1-1 for my own personal reason. I needed Monterrey to keep going just for the national team. So that was my excuse. But I swear I knew Toluca was going to be like, I don't know, maybe as a León fan, Cari, like that. I feel like those players know how to play America. Even Torres Nilo scoring, who grew up in León. I'm always like, there's always a León connection somehow in that Toluca team. And as a León fan, I was like, I think Nacho's gonna do it again. And
Yeah.
what it is. But let's talk about America. What a game! What a series! And once again, I know Cesar, you went to the Azteca. One of the things me and you were talking about afterwards in a discussion of like how dead it is, right? How the difference of the 2009 Azteca booming against the United States after, Miguel Sabas scoring that goal, and it's just like you see like it all just, shaking, or the crazy 80s and 90s, the full, like I don't remember an Azteca that crazy in a long time where you're just like, wow, it is loud, right? And the atmosphere of Mexican football, you saw it, kind of made you proud, regardless if you're not part of like I'm actually glad I wasn't a fan of either team, but you just kind of sit there and enjoying that match to the fullest. And the craziness, knowing that America's about to score. Like I really thought America's coming to score this in Port Toluca, and then that offside. But yeah, amazing atmosphere. Americanistas, for those that, oh man, so many reaction videos that I'm seeing on TikTok of all of them celebrating and then crying. Oh gosh, look over it. But Cesar, I'll go to you first. Toluca America, crazy final, very Liga MX, and like we've been saying, don't bet on any of these like matches because you're gonna lose. Like there's no way to know who can win.
Well, that's the beauty of Liga MX, right? Is like I can say whatever I want. I can bring up like XG stats and bring up anything that I want when it comes to these things. But in the end, like what makes Liga MX so exciting is the unpredictability of it. And it looked like Club America got actually. I'm gonna say that they got space jammed. In Space Jam when the aliens take all the superpowers like from all the NBA stars. That I think that's what happened. I'm not entirely sure. I think they got space jammed because it's like it was weird in that first leg where you saw the Ochoa mistake, you saw the Emilio Lara mistake. Cáceres also had a mistake, although that goal was ruled offside. But it was interesting because Fernando Ortiz, the manager, kind of like almost tried to like brush off those mistakes, being like, "Oh, these things happen, whatever." I think his exact quote was like, "It's like." Es fútbol, los like errores existen. It's just like it's soccer, mistakes happen, and that's what he tried to brush off in the first leg, and then the second leg things didn't get any better. And I think you have to give a lot of credit to Ambris. You have to give a lot of credit to the Luca, to defenders like Jare Ortega, who I thought was incredible in that second leg. And I 100% did not give the Luca like any credit. I thought that they were going to struggle a lot, but sometimes I think it could be a little deceiving in Liga MX when a manager has a hard time with one season. And you have to remind yourself, it's Liga MX. One season is 4 months, 5 months. And it's taken Ambris a little bit longer than that to kind of figure things out. There's a big roster overhaul, too, during the summer that he had to try to manage. So you got to give him a lot of credit. You got to give the Lucas defensive credits a lot of effort. And America, I don't know, just... an incredible letdown, just an absolute incredible letdown.
It's one of those games again that you're just like you're glad you witnessed, and if you missed the game, like it was like that's pure Liga MX like joy of watching those type of games. Gotti, to you the Toluca, you knew it was like all right, they can come back. I mean, Nacho did it. Players did it, holding off. And it almost like in one of those games where you're just like, man, this squeezed, like that win, they actually did it. Like you kind of knew America was going to come back, just the atmosphere, the players, the talent. I mean, that Henry goal, I didn't think it was offside at all. Like I'm looking at it, and
that was
offside.
It's close.
No, it is. No, it's enough. Like I was when I watched it live, I didn't like my little like, oh, that could be offside. No. I was like, that's it. Like, what a way, and in a very selfish way too. I was like, I'm glad Henry's doing it because of all the hate that he got through the qualifiers and like, why is Henry on the national team now getting this? And if he would have gotten that goal and it would have gone in, I'm sorry, but like the momentum of Henry Martin even starting, in the next 2 weeks, just imagine him going to the final, and I can think about winning, Henry Martin scoring another goal. You start Martin over Santi Jimenez, and I know like we all love Santi, but just if Raul's not ready, like I just saw it, I'm like perfect. All right, cool. But Cari, to you, Toluca, you're like no. Hold on a second before everyone writes them off. This powerful team, the number 1 team in the Liga. Aquí está mi Nacho Ambriz con Fernando Navarro, Meneses.
And Nacho Ambriz, I trust. And that's what I did. I mean, he had a whole, he, like I said, it was time that he needed to, revamp this Toluca, and had massive signings, and obviously recruited to what he know, which was, Navarrito, who, besides being a Leon fan, I've always liked, obviously, not a national team player because he's short, but, that's still his But anyways, Mosquera, who honestly, I've never, respectfully, I've always had questioned him as a soccer player, even playing in Leon. So I'm very surprised he's still doing what he's doing. And in Toluca, it's very surprising to me. But yeah, I mean, Toluca had the momentum. Did I think America could come back at home? Of course. Was I like 100% sure? No. I was like, Toluca, they know what they're doing. Nacho Ambriz, we saw, went back to, a line of 5, very defensively, which I was like, oh, Nacho, like, what are you doing? Like, this is too dangerous, because if you do man by man, I feel like America may have the upper hand on some players. But I think Dano kind of messed up on a couple of subs. And, el VAR te da y te quita. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it is what it is. They've called, crazy-ass penalties, excuse my language. They've called offside, yes or no. I mean, they've called the craziest calls. I mean, a lot of people saying, well, is this the end of the theory of, referees helping America? I mean, that's just, some things are pretty absurd to that. But, I mean, the fact that Henry scored, I love, because, I even said, like, LOL America, except for Henry, because I really like Henry Martin. But I feel like, people are like, well, should we go back? Should we go to the European style where America is number 1 and they won the season? No, I mean, it's like, it's never going to benefit anybody, however we change the system, if we do repechaje, if we don't, if we go, to first place wins the whole league. I mean, this is just the beauty of Liga MX, and just shows you, like, any team que tiene hambre and knows how to plan out during Liguilla, like Ambriz did. I mean, I saw it here at home, Toluca versus Santos. I mean, no breaking Toluca. I mean, Santos could have come back in the first half, but they didn't. And second half, just like this second half happened, I mean, Nacho Ambriz is the brain behind it. And I hope people say, like, oh, let's have Almada win, but I kind of want Nacho Ambriz to get another campeonato. So I'm happy, and I told you guys, Toluca.
You missed that part at the end. Then
you should have gloated more. Oh my god, yeah, I would have been.
I'm being nice. I'm like, I bet it against Tom.
I'm pretty sure we got a tweet right after it. So
I won beer. We got a beer. I won beer.
I'm telling you right now, like, there's Scotty that plans out when she says, I'm 100% sure this is gonna happen. It doesn't happen very rarely. Like, it happens. And you go back to Mexico beating Germany on the day of. He said, it's gonna happen today, guys. We know it's gonna happen. So I go back to that. Lizzie, crazy against the Liguilla America. Fracaso, a failure with all the stars. Number 1 to you, Los Ellas, fracaso, ready to go.
No, not necessarily. I think
nice.
No, and I do want to say I was one of the ones who celebrated then cried the VAR goal. I've always said VAR can be so anticlimactic sometimes. Suffered. Imagine how good that story would have been, Henry Martin. But I don't necessarily think it was a failure. I think the season as a whole was historic, record-breaking, all you want to do. And I think instead of taking the negative on America, I think you have to credit Toluca and Nacho Ambriz. I think he did an excellent job in maximizing his roster because, I mean, when you're looking at it, it's not like he has a star-studded starting 11, but he did what he can with what he had. I think the team as a whole capitalized on several mistakes, little mistakes, that America did, which again, I think is the whole magic of the playoffs, is that you can have an amazing season, but Toluca was designed to beat these giant teams at the moment and crush their momentum. I think it can't necessarily be seen as a failure because Toluca prepared so well to beat a team like America, like Santos. I did think they were going to come back from that initial loss in the first leg. They didn't. But again, America didn't necessarily play badly. They dominated in several parts of the game. They were on the final third for the majority of the match. Like, they did well. They reached the box, but they couldn't finalize the win. And Toluca capitalized on them. That's why you should focus on the positive of Toluca. And I personally can't say it's a failure from America's side.
Although it is interesting because it is that Ortiz, after the second leg, he did call it a sporting failure, and he did take the credit for that. He did say that he wants to continue. He said, I think it was obviously he wants to continue as manager. But yeah, no, I do think that you have to give the Luca a lot of credit. As close as that was for America, as close as it was where the script seemed to be writing something for this Ortiz side, have done so well all season, and they're going to get that goal from Henry Martin, and then we're all going to be celebrating his goals of the World Cup. Offside was literally a game of inches, and that's what it tends to be these days. Sometimes when you incorporate VAR, it is a game of inches, and that was ruled offside. And yeah, with the Luca, there is something though that and I know we're going to talk about Pachuca later. It's I almost feel like if you are a fan who isn't supporting either side, that there is something kind of appealing about both managers, about this Nacho Ambriz, where he now has an opportunity to really rejuvenate his status as one of the top managers in Mexico, because we saw him take that leap over to Spain and the second division, things that end up working out, and he's come back, but you do feel like he still has a potential to really bring his name back up, but to potentially even go back abroad. I think he's capable of going back abroad and doing well in European soccer. And I know we're going to talk about Pachuca later too, but someone like Almada, who has this trust in young players and is this and likes to play this attack-minded style and trust his academy players, and it's something that I'm looking forward to in this week's final, where I feel like if you're a neutral, it's going to be pretty cool to see either side succeed.
How long has Nacho? I'm trying to go back. I feel like Nacho Ambriz has been coaching for a long time, to even and winning now, right? I mean, what he did with Leon, and now, I mean, if he's able to win with Toluca, be huge. But that discussion after 20, after the World Cup, of who can take the reins of the national team, and you're looking at the two coaches. You said Cesar, right? Whoever wins could put their name in the bucket to see what for the next year, but.
Or even for old three, either name for old three. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I think either them did. Yeah.
Nacho Ambriz was Vasco Aguirre in Europe with Atletico. I think he was wasn't he?
Correct.
He was
an assistant. He was an assistant out there. Yeah.
Coach. So there's no surprise of the experience that he has, right? Maybe not. We didn't really succeed when he was the coach, I think, with Huesca, right? But now with León, Toluca, I mean. It's kind of funny how we love to throw kind of coaches out there, but it feels like Nacho has done it after being a player, being in all these teams for the last 20 years, going as assistant coaches to Europe with probably the most important coach in Mexican soccer, right? Coming back, winning, and then it should be a no-brainer if he wins at Toluca and what he's done, especially with the players. God, you might see Bernardo Navarro in the national team next year. Here you go.
I think I would personally like to see Nacho Ambriz lead El Tri. I think as a player, he did enough to like
Yeah.
prove himself. He can get the respect of the roster. As a coach, he's doing great. I would like to see that. I also think he has the passion for it, because al final del día, you remember what Mexico is all about. And if you don't have the passion for it, it's a really, really hard job.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it 94? 94 in that Jimmies? I remember.
You guys ready for this? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's so funny you bring that up. I was going over like some stuff
Just
in
look
my
at my cars
garage.
recently. Yeah.
And I swear,
I have in the top
have
left.
that.
Oh yeah, that's a
Dude,
Campos in the top left.
I have it. And I was about to take a picture of it. It was like an hour before. I was like, hey, I want to go. I was looking for a picture. And I'm like, that's Piojo.
Yeah.
Who didn't go in 94, but they made an upper deck card, dude. I'm going to get him to sign it. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah, I got it too.
Oh my gosh.
And I have Sage too,
Sorry.
man. I was like, why don't I bring these over when I talk? Like, I was with Sage and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get him to sign it. But
Anyway, this is
funny you
anyway,
said that. I was like, really, an hour ago. Just
funny,
shows
we're
how old we are, Cesar.
I was gonna say, yeah.
For everyone looking at that, Cady and Lizzie are like, yeah, we were 3.
Start busting out the cards like Luis Flores and Ramirez, like Perales.
Yeah, I was only an idea.
Yes, baby.
I was one-ish.
There you go. We're like,
I think I was 32 in 94.
Stop.
This is the curious case of Cesar Hernandez. Aging backwards.
No,
all right.
But like someone just brought up right there that just like they like the idea of either like Ambriz or Almada. No, I think, and they say I'll take whoever that isn't Tata. Both I think meet those expectations for the national team. I think both managers are going to be in the conversation next year, because once again, if it is true that Tata's going to be leaving after after this World Cup, I think like I said, once again, I'm not sure if I would fully put my trust in either manager, but I think both should be in the conversation, and I'd be curious to see what happens with either of them in the next year.
Are we done with Piojo now? Like,
no, we're done. No. We're done with Piojo.
Are we done?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, we're done.
Piojo's like he needs some maturity.
I'm biased as I'm a Pachuca fan, but I mean that works with young talent. He will help grow our talent and help with good dual nationals. If he outside of that experience, that's just I kind of want to go. Okay, making that jump to the national team is big. So if he wins, great.
It's big, but if Almada, ends up being, I think they need to let the man work and respect his decisions. That is all.
Yeah. I think the problem
kind of like
is a project. Like if you believe in the project and trust behind it, then yeah. But if they're gonna give someone the title and then leave him for a year, it might as well be Piojo.
And like I guess we're probably like transitioning to that now, but just I think when you're looking at Almada and you're looking at Pachuca, like you can't argue against the fact that he hasn't got that Liga MX title just yet, but since 2021 he's been to the final 3 times. And this is someone who, it's not as if he's managing a Tigres or Rayados or an America. This is a manager who's been with Santos, who's been with Pachuca, and has put a lot of trust into academy players with young Mexican talent. So when you look at that, of course it's going to be appealing for Ultri. It's going to be appealing for the future of the national team. Yes, is he probably one of the more hot-headed coaches in Liga MX? 100%, and we've seen that. And you hear reports of him being a little too, I guess, like aggressive, I guess you could say, like it just a little too like a little bit like, I guess, yeah, hot-headed. I guess I'll say it again with some referees, but I don't know. He's been doing well with Pachuca, just not only this season, but last season. Also did well with Santos in 2021. And you get the appeal. You understand why some people might be pushing towards him.
I feel like there's always a coach every year that you kind of go, okay, if it was who was in Puebla a little while ago.
Larcamón. But the thing is he's been doing well for. But the thing is, it's been since 2021. It's been since 2021.
It's been 2 years. But it's been 2 years. I'm just saying. I was like, I kind of go, okay, well, but again, if he wins, like if he doesn't win, you can't put him in that situation. Like there's other people that have won that as far as I don't know.
But who? If it's not Ambriz and if it's not Almada, I mean, who else right now?
Oh, I don't know. I'm
say,
saying there's other coaches. Oh, I like for sure. I'm saying for national team material, like
give Bielsa all
even if
the
he wins
VHS
this,
tapes
it's
from
one
Mexico
title.
since like
It's one title in 3 years. Like this is Nacho Ambriz has been coaching since like the early 2000s. That's what I'm saying. Like this
It
is
is.
the comparison.
It would be one title in 3 years, but I think at the end of the day, I mean, I think national team's a whole different monster, and like I said,
And
we need if he becomes it, we need to let him work in all aspects. No, whatever that is. If it's I mean, when is Ochoa going to stop playing? Because I'm tired of seeing him on goal. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be if it's Almada saying this is the goalie that I want. Respect.
Dang, you're
that
tired of
this is the goalie I
Ochoa?
want.
Oh my god!
Yes, I've never liked
Maybe
him.
Ochoa.
And it's a hot take. I've never liked him. So whenever the Martinioli stuff came out, I was like, finally someone that thinks like me in some aspect.
Whenever who came out? What?
He was criticizing him recently.
Gotti, Ochoa at the World Cup.
No.
No, there's no way.
Mira,
there's no way.
Before that, I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but I've never been his biggest fan.
At the World Cup?
I'm saying. No, that's the problem. The problem is he's done. He's look. Ochoa to me has never transmitted a goalie that I trust. Like I'm gonna. I trust him. He showed out when he used to show out. Yes, but I think he has been sobrevaluado, sobreinflado. What has respected him was that he has come out and done actuaciones buenas.
If there is a keeper that puts on the shirt, and when we talk about fights and create, like if there's players that we always go, if there's somebody like on that direction, like whatever Ochoa in America, okay, but in the national team, like there is a player.
It's fine. We're all bitter that Acevedo isn't going to go. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, we.
I'm just kidding.
We are bitter. We are.
Yeah,
bitter.
no, I'm bitter.
Ochoa's gonna go.
It's okay.
Of course, if the minute I see Ochoa having like bad games, like if he's done. Like, but I continue in the national team. I still feel.
The thing is, I mean, I think the conversation of Ochoa has to go beyond just his ability at goal. I think it's something he transmits to the players, the leadership he gives off, the amount of confidence that he gives his back line. Like they don't have to worry about who's at goal when Ochoa is there for them. I think he's a leader at the back, provides that like cool, calm, collected figure. And then, the World Cup shows up. So I think Ochoa con la Verde is a completely different situation than Ochoa club shirt. I will defend him, but I will maintain I am bitter about Acevedo, and I will be.
I'm 100% on board. Like if I had Ochoa or Cota Leon, I'm cool with Cota. Like I think Cota's a great keeper. But in the national team, in that round, national team, Ochoa is. What
he's not that.
He is, Gotti.
No.
Look at his World Cup. World Cup Ochoa is completely different than America Ochoa.
So,
national team.
No, but you know what?
He's gonna shut out Messi, and then we're all gonna attack Gotti.
World Cup Ochoa.
He got 70 saves against Messi. Oh, new record. 71 actually
World
now.
Cup,
The first half.
Wake up, Cesar. It's a dream.
Let me dream my dreams.
Guys,
where's the believe banner?
You're the one that had Mexico winning against Germany with Ochoa.
This right now in the comments disagrees that Ochoa is the best Mexican goalie we've had so far in the past couple of years. Please beg to differ. Say something. That's all I'm saying. I want to know how many people actually agree.
Actually, if just to play devil's advocate, I will say, and I think we talked about in the last podcast, what does worry me with Ochoa, because inevitably it's probably going to happen at some point during the World Cup, but there's going to be a penalty, and Ochoa isn't the best when it comes to penalties, and his numbers have.
There won't be a penalty. No penalties. No penalties.
Moreno was gonna just let him ride and not get that red card.
No penalties.
All right. Well, we'll have. Let's see. Yeah, look right here. There you go, Gotti. We love Ochoa.
Okay, I do not love Ochoa. You guys can love him. I will tolerate him
in the national team.
I didn't expect us to talk about Ochoa for 5 minutes. Yeah, that's so surprising.
Well, no, he's been like a hot topic of conversation, and I understand.
For Chivas fans, let's be honest, all the hate comes from Chivas fans that don't like Ochoa. Outside, that whole thing comes from America fans not liking, all the Chivas fans of the national team, and the Chivas fans saying, the America fans, look at our cantera. We have Raul over there. We have, and it's like, it is annoying. But all the hate for Ochoa outside, Chivas and America fans, when you look at it, neutral, outside of Cari. But I think Chivas claims Cari. Chivas does claim Cari. We have the Chivas CDM podcast who says that Cari is secretly because you do hate America, Cari. You hate America. Like that's like the team that you kind of like.
Yes, but this is the thing though. Like disregard the fact that Memo came from America. But what if he didn't come from America? And what if he didn't have I'm saying a lot of things has to do with the influence of where you come from, right?
Oh, so why wasn't he there in 2010? Why did Conejo start? If it was so much influence, it was so much influence. There was 2010 prime Ochoa.
There is influence now.
Here's the thing. I think
that's my low key theories.
Lots of things, but I think beyond, we have to, with Ochoa in particular, not other players, we also have to talk about influence. I've spoken to David Ochoa, who said, I chose the goalkeeping jersey because of Memo. Spoken to Acevedo, who talked about the help that he gave, like the welcome that he gave at the training. Like, I think he's just, everybody knows, I think Tata knows what Memo Ochoa represents for the team. Mm-hmm. He's just, he has to be.
I think the other thing too is that we've talked about too in the past in the Mexican Soccer Show about the not a serious lack of leadership, but like there is like a different kind of a lack of leadership, and just like I understand too, and like players have brought this up too, just like it's easier in maybe the 90s where you could be some sort of like gruff kind of like tough dude and like do well in that era of soccer. Now it's kind of different now in this era, but I think in that lack of leadership, I think Ochoa is actually a leader. And I remember what stood out to me recently in that Mexico send-off media day was that I think the player that I was most impressed by was probably Ochoa. And I felt like there was almost something almost like politician-like when listening to Ochoa, just with his confidence, just with the way that he kind of like presented himself. And it was even talking about like something along the lines of just like, it's like, when the going gets tough, like the Mexicans will show up and we'll be out there like fighting in the World Cup. And there was like I said, there's something very politician-like about him. And I almost felt like kind of like swept up in it. Maybe it was because it was like hour 2 or 3 of the media day and I was feeling a little tired. I'm not entirely sure, but I was really impressed by him. So I feel like, yes, outside of his abilities, which are very good, I could understand why a coach would look at someone like him and be like, yeah, undeniably, you're going to be the starter. Even if you slip up a little bit in Liga MX playoffs, it doesn't matter because you're going to have that control net. You're going to have that self-confidence, and you've thrived before in the past in World Cup. So honestly, I don't think it's really much of a conversation when it comes to whether Ochoa should be starting in the World Cup or not, or whether he should be a key player or not, because he's going to be there. And I'm sure maybe just like America versus the Luca, I'm going to be 100% wrong, and he's going to allow like 5 goals against Messi, but 100% faith with Ochoa.
RC286 says, against shot on target, there's no one better. But if there are other teams use their wingers to get crosses, he just won't be there to claim the ball.
He never does.
Ochoa has always had a problem coming out.
He's a very insecure goalie. Yeah.
No. Insecure, not in every. He's secure in his reflexes. You look at those teams against, like he has still great reflexes. Now, I'm not saying, the guy has not slowed down. If there is, what I've seen is Ochoa coming out. If he decides that gets me a little nervous. That's always got me nervous with Ochoa on the national team, because I remember I used to have Ochoa catching butterflies, like going out, because he has, and we've seen it. We have seen Ochoa has always, right? Talavera, best person to come out. Out of all the keepers that we've had, anybody that's secure up top and he's coming out to catch a corner or a long pass, Talavera's always been really, really good. Right?
So should we move on? Should we move on to Pachuca before this turns into the Ochoa Soccer Show?
It became the Ochoa Soccer Show now.
The Ochoa Soccer.
I love
Ochoa.
Ochoa.
Enough backup.
Hold on. I love Ochoa, but he has slowed down a bit on reflexes with America. But speaking on to the national team, he has to start. He always shows up. Chivas fan here.
Porque no hay más. That's all I'm gonna
No,
say.
it may be okay. True, completely. And I think and when we'll talk about more on that, is that there isn't anybody else, and I think that's kind of like the talking point to this whole national team. They're
Maybe
Moreno,
goalkeeper's last name
Gallardo.
rhymes with
No,
But the next comment.
Acevedo.
Oh, next
That's
comment.
why we
Finally,
want the
Omar.
conversation about Acevedo.
Great reflexes, and that's it. Time to give the chamacos like Acevedo a chance. Look, you would put Acevedo to start in the World Cup against Poland in the first game.
Okay,
Yes,
I really want to move on to Pachuca, but the thing is also too just.
Listen, I support Acevedo. I think this was the perfect opportunity to bring him into a World Cup, get him like
and start.
No.
Look, if we're talking, go ahead, Lizzie. Go ahead.
No. Go. I really want to hear.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
if we're talking about
Lizzie,
taking the best players, go, Lizzie. Yeah, go, Lizzie. Go.
No. I wouldn't start him. I think this is perfect opportunity. Have him integrated into the team, start the turnover. And I've said from the beginning, I don't think it's Tata Martino's responsibility to start flipping the book and like letting go of the veterans and turning the chapter. But I think this was the perfect opportunity to have Acevedo on board and start the transition. I think it only makes it more difficult for us if we start the transition like 2024, 2025, or I love Ochoa. I don't think he should make it to 2026. I think the only way he will is if he wants to, because I do not think there's anyone in La Federación who will take him off that starting position unless he wants to. But I do think for 2026, it should be Acevedo, more competitive names. I'd love to see David Ochoa like competing for that second, third role. Love. I just think this was the perfect time to get him into the rhythm of the national team. And I'm so disappointed he wasn't given that chance. Like, I don't think.
Hey, you guys don't know yet. The list is coming out. Don't know yet.
I think the issue too is we say like someone said Chamaco, and I think that's the issue. Is just like there's this idea that he's like this up and coming goalkeeper. And I just like looked it up because I was like he's not a like he's a captain. He's 26 years old. He's 26 years old. He's going to be turning 27 next year. He's captain of Liga MX team that's done quite well. It's not a kid anymore. He's not a child anymore. He's ready to make that. He's been ready to make that step up. But yeah.
Look, a ver, Katie. No, now I want to hear why you want him to start.
Okay, so look, I know it's not going to happen. Yes, I'm delusional. Well, I know it's not going to happen. But in my mind, it's like if we're trying to take the best players to the World Cup and the best goalie at this time has been Acevedo. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, why not?
But Katie, you don't take the best players in the World Cup. You don't. You take the experienced and the players that it's a cross. You can't take the best players because otherwise you're gonna be taking a bunch of new kids that are like ripping it up for one season.
Also, otherwise Chicharito or Vela would be there.
Where is the Pumas winger that everybody was talking about? Where is the Pumas winger? What's his name? That everybody was like, why isn't he on the national team? How did he do this season? It's like there's always going to be great players, but it's also
have to take a combination, of course.
Combination,
like what?
And Acevedo,
he should have already been in that process to go. Like
I'm 100% with
4
you.
years
He
ago,
should be the third
start
goalkeeper.
saying Ochoa don't start like 3-4 freaking World Cups. Like we're like, do you realize?
But Ochoa's still doing really good though. But Ochoa is still doing really, really good. He's still
okay.
Alan Mozo, the one from Puma. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about where's the Alan Mozo talk? Because he was the best.
Screwed him. We all know players that go to Chivas. So either they make it or they get it ready.
But again, everyone went crazy because Alan Mozo was not on the national team. And there's always new players. So you can't just take the best players. You got to take the ones with experience.
No, I know you can't take the best player. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not delusional. I know we have to take a mix of players. I think some players with experience obviously are going to go. Do I think they should start? No. But are we going to take them because of experience? Yes, because we need some. But I think we need to think realistically, the type of players we're going to encounter in our rivals. Are our players full up to speed? Have they been having a good season with their own team? Like, you have to think about that too.
Had a bad season, though. You're making it out to be like
Oh,
Ochoa
he's
is the worst.
He's been
Yeah.
fine. He's been okay. He's
No,
not.
but Eddie, to
Ochoa.
your point, I agree. No, I agree with your point. I think though we do need the experience and the talent, I think the only way to get Acevedo there would be to take him to a World Cup now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
my concern for 2026 is you don't have that balance. You have
Yeah.
veterans who are about to retire in 2023, but then you have a bunch of other players who aren't making the cut this year. There are certain veterans I wouldn't take to the World Cup. There are others who I definitely think should earn their starting spot or have that starting spot. I just think with goalkeeper, it is a game of long run, and Acevedo has been working his way up. I just think it's such a missed opportunity to not get that now. And Ochoa, we've seen his journey. He didn't play in his first World Cups. I believe it was the first two that he didn't play.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy because of that.
Yeah, but Acevedo, like, how are we going to get him to that position? And again, it's every 4 years. If this was season per season, I'd say, okay, bench him now, play him later if he was Ochoa's number 2. But how are we getting him trained to be that second person? Even if Ochoa makes it in 2026, how are we going to get Acevedo to that second position? I think it's a huge mistake.
I think Acevedo.
Yeah.
I think Acevedo's already got national team experience. He has been lo convocaron. He was in the running. I think he's going to come in. I think Ochoa, as you can see, whatever happens in the World Cup, maybe another year. But I think that's a trick.
I think the process with goalies and the national team is very delayed. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, next, we're not gonna have Ochoa, we're not gonna have Talavera, we're not gonna have Gota. Okay, so we have Acevedo, we have Sebastián Jurado make a comeback. I mean, we need to think of the process.
Then again,
of the goalies moving
what happened
forward.
to Jurado, like that.
Well,
completely
he got cursed with Cruz Azul. We're not gonna talk about it, but I hope he makes a comeback. It's not his fault. What happened about
This is great. I had no idea we all felt so passionately about
Mira los demás selecciones. They bring those young.
It's great.
Mira los demás selecciones. They bring those young players to the Mundial, and those teams are mostly successful. Omar, you can't compare the top,
Omar. See, Omar's my guy.
He's the national team of Brazil. Those young players are playing in Real Madrid. Those young players are playing, in the best teams in the Italian league in an EPL. Like, our young players are playing in Liga MX. Like, that's
they're making the jump. That's why I keep saying, and I know every single Mexican says this, but I'm already looking forward to the next World Cup. I think we're gonna have that new generation.
Wait.
But like, my concern with goalkeeper is, are we gonna have 3 new goalkeepers who've never been to a World Cup in 2026? When you have the perfect
that's gonna be the case.
How old is Talavera?
Old.
52?
He's like 40.
85? 85?
42. How old is he?
I'm just kidding. It was a joke.
I think what's really fascinating about this entire conversation is it doesn't matter.
No, he's not the new Conejo. Conejo had rubber bands from his feet, jumping. He flies. Ochoa doesn't fly.
Doesn't have a baseball hat.
Yes, Ochoa does fly.
No, he doesn't.
These are like your hate Ochoa glasses that you have on, like just.
No, these are it.
Is that a part of your Halloween costume? I'm gonna be Ash Ketchum. Are you gonna be like a hippie?
It's gonna be Bad Bunny for.
I'm not gonna lie. I did buy like 9 glasses for Bad Bunny. They were like $2 from Shein. So.
Now you're ordering from Shein.
Hey, because they're cheap. They're cheap, and they got here in like 4 days. All right,
and problematic. Okay. Just like the World Cup we'll be going to.
We spent. I'm like,
What's
there you go.
Upset?
I'm upset. Victor Guzman from Pachuca hasn't even given. Should we talk about Pachuca? Because we did not talk about Pachuca.
Yes,
of course we should. I said this like 10 minutes ago, Lisa. I was like, let's move on to Pachuca.
I'm sorry, Cesar. This is what happens when Amy did not. I was like, I've got the rundown. No worries. And we have, she's taking a day off. I'm upset. Victor Guzman from Pachuca hasn't even given a chance or considered in the list of the national team. With that, he has proven season after season. He's a top level MX. He's very consistent. Miguel, you have Cari agreeing with you.
Yes, because then we're gonna take a Rodolfo Pizarro at this point in time, but we don't take a Victor Guzman.
No, we're not taking Pizarro. Don't manifest that. No,
Okay.
they're
Okay.
not
Got it. Pizarro's not even there anymore. Okay.
No.
Ochoa could play 2022 and Acevedo be on the bench in 2026. Acevedo should play and Ochoa be on the bench.
Yeah.
Like Campos in 02. Let's see. Fanny say, no le pueden pedir experiencia a un jugador sin darle la oportunidad de adquirirla.
No.
Fanny Cohen. Correct. And February. What? Hey, leave it alone. All right. Pachuca. Are we ready to say they're going to be the next champions in Liga MX? Who signs it? Or after Toluca being the best? Ooh, Lizzie saying yes.
I need to think about it.
No, Cari,
I think the
no,
real
we don't
question
even
is
think about it.
would Ochoa start over Ustari? No, I'm just kidding. No, Pachuca been doing. I mean, you got to give him credit. I thought Rayados' defense was going to be a little bit stronger. In that series, I thought in the first leg. I thought that first leg, the first 30 to 45 minutes, it was pretty even. But I think what made the difference was Eric Aguirre getting that red, and then after that, Monterrey struggled. They got and then Pachuca scored a few more goals to make it 5-2. Actually, I guess it was a couple more goals to make it 5-2. And I think what makes Pachuca for me, what makes them so dangerous, at the Almada, is that I can say all I want about them being like this really exciting attack-minded style play team, and you see their fullbacks and like their young fullbacks taking chances, moving forward, doing overlapping runs. But as you saw in that second leg, they can also defend really well. And I think that's what really impresses me the most, that they can do just as well defensively. They're very, very compact in that 4-2-3-1 formation. Murillo did really well. Kevin Alvarez did really well. And Ustari did very well. And a name that I don't think we've brought up yet, maybe I missed it somehow. But when we were talking about earlier about Toluca, Volpi was fantastic in that. And I think in the other semifinal series, Ustari did very, very, very well in that. So I think that's going to be an interesting battle in this week's Liga MX final series, where you're going to have that goalkeeping battle between Volpi, between Ustari, and you'll see how well Pachuca can do against someone like Volpi. And it's this Pachuca side, like I said earlier, that it's there is something kind of like appealing about this side, where they give opportunities to U23 players. Like I said, at the end of the second leg, you had 4 U23 academy players on the field for Pachuca, and this is a team that's qualifying for the final and beating Rayados, and that's really, really cool to see. That's very, very cool to see. And according to reports too, Ajax scouts were in attendance at that recent game, looking at not only Kevin Alvarez but reportedly at other Pachuca players. And there's something very, I don't know, you can't help but sometimes support that idea, support what they're doing. And the Luca are going to be a really tough test, but there's a party that kind of wants to root for Pachuca a little bit, just because of not only a few national team players are on the team, but just the idea and the project that they've had, which is quite successful. They didn't win the title last season, but they're back-to-back finalists. So yeah, it's something to definitely keep an eye on.
Cari, do you have I've given you enough time to tell us who's going to be the winner for the?
No, because there's too much pressure now.
No. Oh no.
No, hold up. So I think I would be fine with either team winning, to be honest.
No, you're gonna be fine. That's not what we're asking.
No, I'm saying like I don't favor one more than the other. You know what I mean? If Toluca wins, I'm happy. If Pachuca wins, I'm happy. Like
you're not rooting for Ambris. You're not rooting for Ambris. Dang.
I think Toluca's gonna win.
Oh,
that's all. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. I like Pachuca players. I think I agree with everything Cesar says. Jorge Almada, and I think now he deserves a title. I just think Toluca are coming with good momentum. Se la están creyendo. I think honestly it's been the best fan base. Maybe they're beating Tigres now as far as, these people are lining up. They're already lined up outside the stadium. You could hear them. Yeah. La gente se mete. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think right now
it's going crazy. It's a crazy stadium.
Yeah,
it is a crazy stadium.
I think Toluca's gonna win.
There you go, Toluca. Lizzie saying Pachuca. Cesar.
I talked for like 80 minutes right there. What does Lizzie have to say?
No. I'm just saying it officially. Is it Pachuca or Toluca, Cesar?
I'm going with Pachuca.
Okay, Pachuca. That's I was just all right. Lizzie, why Pachuca?
No, I think as we said in the beginning, I think being a neutral at this point will make it so much more entertaining. It's been such a good series. I think Pachuca just has a better roster, a more complete project, and they're stronger as a whole. I think Toluca, while great, and again, they've capitalized on errors and mistakes and everything like that. I just think Pachuca is more complete as a whole, so they're going to be pushing forward consistently. Also, that 5-2 game in that first leg was an unreal showing. I don't know. I don't think Toluca has it in them to manage something like that. I think their 2-1s and 1-0 is, or like a 1-1 was doable on their end, and that's, don't get me wrong, like they slaughtered Las Vacas Grandes, but I don't necessarily think they're built as Pachuca is at the moment. And yeah, Kevin Alvarez, soft spot for him. I want him to excel and do fantastic and go to Europe.
Well, I have laminated your
Please just add the apostrophe to this one.
I have laminated what your takes were from the beginning of the season, and nobody believed in Toluca. So as soon as Toluca makes it to the final, I'll go ahead and post that.
I'm a sure.
Cesar said Toluca will make it to 12th place. I believe Lizzie said Toluca's not even going to be in the finals. Scotty was like, nah, they got a whole year. Nobody believed on Leon 2.0. So I'm gonna go with Toluca. Just continuing the momentum. So I'd be great if again neutral on this. Pachuca wins once every few years. Pachuca's gonna have like great youngsters that are gonna win, and it's really good. And those youngsters are gonna go somewhere. Like you're just starting to see like every few years where Pachuca does that, and it's good. And it shows for Mexican soccer what teams should be doing with their youngsters. The Pachuca school, all they're doing, which is great for the national team, which is great for us.
After the national team in the European ones came from Pachuca. Eric Gutierrez, Chucky, like exported some great talents. I mean, Sanchez is really good at developing
Rodolfo Pizarro.
Yeah, no.
Technically did move abroad. Technically did move abroad.
Eddie, look back at that Pachuca win with Eric, with Chucky, with Pizarro.
That was 2016.
You're looking at the command, and it's like you're seeing those. Look at that start 11, and you see those the ones that we circled. Dude, this kid's gonna be great. You know, outside of Rodolfo Pizarro, but.
And that's why it's important. And that's why it's important too. Just like I mean, it's a different conversation. Why Liga MX teams continue to make more collaborations with teams abroad, because Pachuca have had a partnership now for a few months now with Ajax, which is why you have those scouts there. Likely, which is why I forget the name of the kid. There's another in October. There was or earlier this month there was a kid who went from Pachuca's academy system who went on trial to Ajax because. Yeah, if we want to see more players moving abroad, then yeah, you want to see more collaborations like this. And like Lisa said there, you look at that last, Pachuca side that won the title, and you look at some of those names, and then you look at this current team. Then I think we had this conversation last season with the final. Like, you look at a Kevin Alvarez, you look at a Mauricio Isais, the other fullback. I think who should be given a lot of credit too. And actually, he's a dual national. He's from Texas. He's eligible for Mexico and the United States, and I'm surprised there isn't more of a conversation about him in U.S. soccer circles, to be perfectly honest. But you look at Luis Chavez, you look at Eric Sanchez, it's just where are these players going to be at a few years from now? Because I wouldn't be surprised if a few of these, or a couple of these, maybe just one, let's just say one, becomes a Chucky, becomes an Eric Gutierrez, because there is a lot of potential here in the squad.
Well, to your point, and I want to emphasize this. I think the partnership between Pachuca and Ajax is so important to emphasize because Chivas has that same type of sponsorship with PSV, except you have a team like Pachuca who's sending young academy players to tryouts to the Netherlands to like train with these European styles, whereas Chivas is not doing that as much. Their mentality is not so much as export as it is retain, sell within the league, and we will hype up the talent as we've seen. But these types of links between European teams and Liga MX teams is not unique. But what is unique is the way Pachuca is handling it.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
maximizing on that.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm laughing because do you know who was the goalkeeper for that Pachuca squad?
Ay.
Conejo.
In 2016,
Conejo Perez.
it was still Conejo. Yeah. Yeah. He was still.
Conejo
Yeah.
Perez.
That man, I'm telling you, could he go this World Cup and make it? Of course. No.
Well, like Pachuca gives all the youngsters, and we should go with Conejo Perez at 49 years old.
It's a good balance. It's a good balance. Ustadi's not a young dude. you gotta have those young players and those like experienced foreign players. But yeah.
Volpi though.
If we had a Anthony Silva type of Mexican goalie, I would like that.
Oh well, I mean,
if we're picking and choosing, yeah.
Picking goalkeepers. I mean, I'm going back to Calero back in those days.
If we had a Messi style number 10, that'd be pretty cool, right?
Healthy.
Out of the Mexicans that were there,
healthy.
Irvin Lozano, Eddie Gutierrez, Rodolfo Pizarro, Jorge Hernandez, Emmanuel Garcia, Oscar Perez. Substitution: Alfonso Blanco, Victor Guzman, Steven Almeida, Joaquin Martinez. I mean, they also had Franco Jara too. So
it's not even a starter in Dallas.
I was gonna say now he's an MLS.
Not even a starter in Dallas.
But you're looking at those young stars that won. I mean, I remember looking at them like this is a young Pachuca team that's winning. This guy's gonna go here. This guy's gonna go here. This guy's gonna go here. Rodolfo Pizarro got buff, and he's not fast anymore, and that's what happened.
He had a decline. It's obvious, and
But if you
I don't think he should be considered.
You look at his how he was and how he was a very talented player. I remember watching.
Yeah,
I think he hit the way too much and just got
his ego, and then you see teams not really doing well with these youngsters. I mean, look at Alexis Vega. His clause is he's if it's not a European team, then he won't leave. It's like
he's gonna be.
I hope not. I would be really pissed.
Monterrey Tigres are gonna snatch up Alexis Vega to watch. You will see. All right. So officially, Toluca, Cari and I, Lizzie and Cesar have Pachuca. All right. First leg is
Thursday.
Yay.
Jueves, and then Sunday for this will be good. All right. Let's see. When Pizarro played in Chivas, he was good. It's stuck that he didn't go to Europe. Nope. Once Pizarro went to MLS, it was all downhill from the poor guy. Do you guys think Almeida becomes an MX national team coach? We'll see La Volpe style intensity. Man. That's an
interesting question.
Beginning of the show, we talked about it. So, yes, lots of people watching. Let's see. Last one. I think Pachuca is a better team. If they don't make mistakes, they should lift the trophy. But Toluca can upset them, being practical and forcing these mistakes. That's what's cool about this final. Honestly, it could be. Yeah, and I'm happy for both. I'm with you, Cari. If Pachuca wins, great. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you have to think Pachuca went against Tigres and Monterrey, the Regio teams. I mean, on paper, I don't think they would. They would have been the favorite. And look,
they weren't the favorite. In fact,
no,
Pachuca,
and you could say the same thing about Toluca. I mean, about Santos and
Tigres coming in that first leg. Pachuca came back. I mean, and then the Monterrey team. Monterrey having a great season. I
thought for sure Monterrey were going to get the win there.
Yeah. So who's interesting is who's the underdog?
Toluca. Definitely Toluca.
Yeah.
And it's not just based off of standings alone, but just like when you look at the roster, you look at how organized Pachuca are, and it seems like Toluca are the kind of team where I feel like it seems like they're finally hitting their groove. They're finally get their momentum, and it makes sense when you look at the players and just like, okay, you just showed up in the summer. Now you're finally hitting this good run of form. And my question is if that good run of form will continue through this final, because I'm still not entirely convinced by it. I'm convinced that Toluca will be a good team next season, just based off of what Ambriz is doing. And I know they're going to be a good team next season, but I think that when you look at consistency, when you look at how organized the squad is, I feel like the likelihood is Pachuca will be going through. But what makes Liga MX so beautiful is that Toluca might win, like 8-0.
Everybody thought,
I guess that's the Liga MX. I could say
Toluca.
Yeah,
guys,
that didn't happen.
The odds don't help out. Vegas has Toluca at 180, Pachuca at 135 plus 135. So
Oh,
whoever you
really?
pick, you're gonna win money. Whoever you pick, you're gonna win money. Apparently, with all the odds. Caliente is our sponsor of this. I love Caliente. If you put in money right now, you could win this much if they score a goal on national TV. That's hilarious.
Definitely not.
All right,
shitty
all
that
right,
they
all
have
right.
a Liga MX
Tweet. Send
stadium
us
right next to
tweet.
the headquarters.
Send us
A
a
zoo.
tweet on Twitter or even your comments. Let us know who you think is going to win, and give us a scoreline. If you get the scoreline, we'll give you a shout out on the show. We'll be on Monday. We'll be coming back and we'll put you a
They're gonna say we'll give you a hat or a shirt or something.
We'll give you
Yeah,
Wiso's hat that he's wearing right now.
You know what? I will. Do you know how long it took me to get this hat? All right, I got it. If you're listening right now and you get the scoreline right, I will give you a bufanda from 2019 CONCACAF Gold Cup. That
actually, I have some
Mexico won.
I have some swag from SofaScore that I have yet to give out.
Oh, there you go. That's who's gonna send you some swag.
It might be like a large shirt or something that they just gave me, but yeah, why not? Let's throw this in the mix. Okay, so what are we doing? I'm actually I have like a bunch of stuff that I've been meaning to give
What
out.
if
What are we
I
gonna
get
do?
it right?
And you get
You're part of the show. No,
You get a shout out.
that's insider
Old
trading.
school.
That's insider trading. We can't allow that.
I don't want PNG.
No. Hold on a second. I have some stuff.
I'm acting like I'm gonna.
All right,
win,
we'll do a little
but
goodie bag.
I can't win.
Cesar is gonna send, so he's got some stuff. I'll get some stuff and we'll send it over to you. If you put it in writing, okay, we'll put it in writing. No, you have to listen to us. Alex says put it in writing. All right, no, because if we tweet it out on the Mexican Soccer Show and we retweeted, everyone's just gonna give us a bunch of no. You have to be listening to this particular part of the show. So if you made it to an hour and 11 minutes of this show and you give us the score. We'll throw.
Is it the aggregate score? Is it the aggregate score, or is it just?
Oh, are we doing this?
Yeah.
But I also want to do this.
Okay.
Okay, you can do it too.
I'm not gonna
All
win.
right.
Daddy, if you win, I'll send
Aggregate
you
score?
over pancitos. Rapi
You
favor.
got-
I'll send you over some. Or
You guys-
pingüinos.
you
I do have
You guys
Rappi.
want to do aggregate scores?
Yeah.
You guys wanna do aggregate score. All right, total.
course.
That's gonna be
They have
hard.
to get. Yeah, they have to get. Or they can do like first leg and the second leg, but it has to,
No, I just think the likelihood of them getting no one's going to win if you have to predict the first game
Yeah.
and the second game. I think
aggregate
you
score.
have to do aggregate. Yeah,
Okay.
aggregate score.
aggregate score.
Aggregate
Alright.
score and the winner, or what you can say too, because there's a chance it could be a tie. If you think it's going to be a tie in the aggregate score, then tell us who's going to win after that tie, because it could be 2-2 aggregate score, and then either goes to extra time or penalties. So either tell us the aggregate score and the winner, or if you think it's a tie, then tell us who the winner is.
All right.
And Weiss and I will send you some stuff. Actually,
We will send you some stuff. I'll make sure to be cool. Like if you get this aggregate perfectly, end it. Believe. All right. I'll do something really, really cool. I don't know yet, but it'll be really cool. It'll be more than a shout out because
Yeah, much
So,
better. Yeah,
here we go.
we'll give
I
you a
was just
shout
saying-
out if you somehow get these.
Well, it was just supposed to be like, hey, tell us what it is. And here we'll go celebrate you. But now we're adding stuff.
See, we're
So,
already getting.
Five-
We're already great.
Five
Getting
to Pachuca.
scores.
Make sure
Wait,
you
wait,
tag.
wait,
Mexican
wait.
Soccer Show.
Okay, so okay,
What?
wait. So does it count? Man, then we're way in over our heads now. Does it count on the comments right now, or does it count? Oh man.
They're
no,
listening
it
though. They've
to be-
been here the whole time.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
the
but
comments
we can't
should
write
count.
this down. Well, it is on here, so we can always look back. So here you go. This is
Okay, cool.
everybody's.
So it's
Look,
either
look,
here
look.
on the comments,
Oh,
people are
man,
listening right
Pachuca.
now on the comments, or if you tweet at us before the start of the first leg.
Yes, don't be sneaky and do it afterwards because I do that all the time. with
We'll
contests.
know.
Dang, this is the
I
most
have
engagement
one.
we've ever had. Oh my god, look at all these people
I know. Look
responding.
at this. Everyone.
You should do this more
All right.
often.
Take a
Here we go.
picture.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna take a
have that.
picture of the score so far.
Take a picture. All right. No. You know what? I have a jersey. I can give. So there we go.
You got to show it. Is it on there so you can be like, you can win this?
All right. Okay. You know what?
Oh my god.
Hold on a
Show me
second.
something.
This is all signed in 2018 by players. I will give this out. If you're listening to the show, I will give a signed jersey.
Name
Ow.
some of the players that are signed.
Calm down, Gotti. Like you can't be okay.
Pizarro,
It is.
Wiki.
Rodolfo Pizarro is on here.
Burrito
I want
Hernandez.
people to get excited. That way they can be like,
Hold
oh,
on.
yeah,
Well, now
my
you're like,
jersey.
nobody wants it.
Diego
All right, there are
Reyes.
some other players. Oh, you know what? It's
Stop,
2019 Gold Cup. It's the 2019 Gold Cup. So you have some
Okay.
good players. Okay. Yes.
We still signed those himself. That's a comment.
Actually, just says Wiso everywhere.
Oh, no. There's some players on there, but you do see the first one as Pizarro right there.
Guys, I
All
got
right,
the
all right.
jersey. Just says Wiso everywhere.
No, Miguel goes, nah, you can have that. We don't want it.
Put the other comment. Put the other comment. Oh, it's funny.
Which one?
No, this is now you can have
Wait a
that.
second. It says we so signed those himself. No. This was through a partnership from Wells Fargo that got, and I remember. So it's the real signatures. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like you can wear, you can have
It's
it.
a good Christmas present. Whoever wins it for
And then,
someone.
and
you know?
it looks like the Christmas tree. Da, da, da.
Man. I'm not looking forward to the complications when like someone predicts it right and we're like, oh, let's find out who Martin Tucson is. We're like, do we have his contact information? Oh no, how do we?
Oh wait, guys, we got Gallardo. Da, da, da. We got Gallardo. Oh, man.
Do you have an updated shirt? Because people are requesting an updated shirt.
No, okay. Hey, calm down. This is who's saying I'd rather have wait.
An updated shirt.
Wait, nah, you can have that. I'd rather have Weasel's hat than the jersey.
Oh man.
I want that.
What a
white jersey.
bizarre-
Weasel has that. No, I'm not. That's no. You're gonna have
What
that
a bizarre episode.
If Pizarro is there, I don't want it. Okay, man. Oof, I'm about to log off. Gallardo? All right, you know what? Fine. If you guys don't want this signed jersey, I'll throw it in there. You can give it to like your dad or your uncle. All right? Be like, hey,
You'll think of something.
sign. We'll think of something. But hey, it's a
They'd be like, oh, is
jersey.
Ramon Ramirez there? No, Dad,
Or-
he hasn't played in a while.
Or you can just wash it off and you have a jersey. Like that's what's it's
You can wash
World
off
Cup.
Sharpie.
Come, Cari, wait.
I'm not lying to fans.
Con el jabonzote, you can take anything off. Ask
You
your
can do
mom.
anything con el sote.
That's true.
There you go.
That's
Con
true.
el sote.
I have
You're
a
good.
Santos cap, but someone needs to pay for shipping for that. I can ship it out to whoever.
Yeah, it'd be hard. So we'll see. We might throw in some other ones. Let me see. I might have.
trying to think of a
Someone
random
said,
song.
"Is Shaka there?" Stop.
What is this one?
You know what's gonna happen?
Oh look, you can have my shirt.
I forgot you signed that 4-year contract with them. Big mistake. Big mistake.
I
from
did.
them.
I was like,
The wages you were on. The wages you're on.
Keep out
and
if
that's-
someone wears it. It's like, who's Wiso?
all right. Dude,
All
we had a lot of fun.
all I
on
know
the
is that Amy's gonna be listening to this. She's like, this could be a logistical nightmare trying to figure out like
Okay, so
who.
you have it. Tweet at us. Give us the aggregate score and the winner. So if it's 2-2, they go to PKs. And you get the winner, and you'll get a pretty cool prize. We'll throw in jerseys, some swag. We'll do a name. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'll throw in these glasses that Cari doesn't like.
Lisa, stop tossing in things. Stop.
This
We said
back
we'll hang out.
scratcher.
Lisa's like, I'm gonna fly over there. We're gonna be best friends. It's gonna be
You have a
great.
back scratcher?
No. It's a selfie stick.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
selfie stick.
FMF sponsorships will do anything.
all right. Picolene finna gonna be on.
Wiki or
That's what
we
happened.
right? I like that one.
It's wiki or we riot. Oh, we haven't had this many people on the show like live since this is what happens. All right. Tweet at us, give us the aggregate. You'll get a cool little box. We'll figure out what you throw in there. We'll probably throw some pulparindos in there. It's like a little box of Mexican soccer stuff. All right, fun show. We went completely over, talking 40 minutes on Ochoa. But it was a fun show. Lizzie, once again, thanks for joining us. Yeah, let's see what happens next week. Toss in a credential for the World Cup. Can I get that Bad Bunny
instead of the jersey?
Can I get that Bad Bunny instead of the jersey? All right, and nobody wants this jersey. You know what? Throw it out. All right. Cesar, once again, thank you. In San Diego, Cari in Torreon, Lizzie in Miami. Once again, this has been way more than an hour and probably a lot more than you needed today on this Monday night. We'll see you guys next week on another edition of the Mexican Soccer Show. We'll see what happens. Toluca or Pachuca. Y a ver qué pasa. Adiós.
Bye.
Hasta la próxima.
See you later.